We start this hour under a weather impact alert. We're tracking wind gusts over 100 miles per hour in the foothills. These winds are impacting schools, roads, and thousands of power outages. That wind even kicked up some really gnarly dust clouds near Highway 36 in Louisville this afternoon. You can see that cloud moving quickly, and the camera just starts shaking up a little bit. Thankfully, it cleared up pretty fast. Thanks for joining us on this Weather Impact Alert Day. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. We've got team coverage for you on the wind and its impacts today with our meteorologists in the field. Chief Meteorologist Kathy Sabin here in the studio. But first, we're going to get to Senior Meteorologist Chris Bianchi for what those winds are looking at right now. Chris, what kind of gusts are we seeing?
Yeah, we're seeing some really nasty wind moving its way into the northwest side of the metro area just within the last few minutes. In fact, you may be able to tell that I was just updating this, just full transparency behind the scenes here. I can't move this graphic right now because I just updated that number, but that's a significant one for us at Broomfield. That's at the Rocky Mountain Airport, 83-mile-an-hour wind gusts. I was just looking this up. This is the strongest wind gust that we've seen there at the Broomfield Airport in about 3 years for us there, so since 2022. So we're starting to see that wind mix its way down into the heart of the urban corridor, downtown Denver within the last few minutes, starting to see some 55, 60, 65-mile-an-hour wind gusts moving its way to the heart of the urban corridor. A lot of you reaching out saying, oh, the wind's here, it's starting to pick up, and that'll continue to be the case over the next little while. And also, you might notice this at the in South Boulder at the Mesa Lab, 109-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That was recorded about an hour ago. So when we're talking about winds like this here, folks, that is the real deal. But for a bit more on the forecast, and Kathy, we've been going a little bit, talking about this a fair bit throughout the day today. It's taken a little while for that wind to finally mix down, but it looks like it's doing so now, right?
That's exactly right. And that incoming storm is going to create a wind shift from the west to the northwest. And that Bora wind is going to bring temperatures down and also introduce some areas of blowing snow for the northern and central mountains where winter weather and travel advisories are in effect. The commute is affected by the wind and dust, the blowing dust, and is creating visibility issues, projectiles flying around. We're in a critical fire weather scenario right now, and the weather impact alert will continue. A wall of wind off to the west, and in some cases, the wall of dust. Temperatures today in the 70s, still pretty mild in the mid 60s out there, and that wind is just really howling. Broomfield, you're currently looking at a gust to 83, 51 in Fort Collins, 76 in the Buckeye area, and the winds will continue out of the west, shifting northwest, and then moving out onto the northeastern plains. So it's going to be a tough night for sleeping for a lot of people before things start to settle down during the wee hours of the morning. Red flag warning for Denver continues, and the high wind warning scaled back for some areas, but still in effect west of I-25, south to Colorado Springs, and northeast through Fort Morgan and Sterling. But there's some moisture on the radar. That is snow, and some models suggesting a brief rain shower possible here in Denver. I'll have the timing and impact of that coming up.
Kathy, thank you. And these wind gusts are strong enough, and they were predicted this way, to force some major closures on roads around northern and central Colorado. CDOT closed parts of Highway 93, Highway 128, Highway 287 today. Right now, no word on when they'll reopen.
Corey Rappenhagen is in Arvada. And Corey, we know you have seen all these wind gusts come and go in certain areas, especially some neighborhoods near Highway 93.
It has been a wild day, Kim, for sure, but this just happened as we were setting up here for this report. Complete calm out here, not even a breeze here in West Arvada, right along the base of the foothills. And this is something we have not seen in about more than 4 hours, a lull like this. And a lot of times these Bora wind events will shut off almost as fast as they begin. So this is a sign that the bulk of this is just about over, especially on the west side of town here. Complete calm. We're going to still see some wind gusts here, but they'll be a lot less frequent and a lot less strong as we go through the rest of the night. Let me take a look around the area. You can see this is the Candelas neighborhood out here in West Arvada. They are very accustomed to the wind out here, and we've seen quite a bit of damage out here as well. You can kind of look up here. This catch guard up here is meant to catch all the debris, and that was full of debris. Now it's starting to fall off of there, but that's just an inconvenience. We saw the power of the winds too. Let me show you the scene that we saw saw maybe just a few hours ago along Highway 93, just north of Golden, power lines completely snapped about 8 feet or so up off the ground. The wind was so powerful that it snapped those power lines, and of course they were not energized at the time, thankfully, because who knows what kind of sparking could have happened if we did have these power lines down. But I have seen wind gusts of 60 miles per hour snap a power pole like that, but those in that particular area are very accustomed to 60 mile per hour winds, so I'm thinking that was closer to a 75 mile per hour wind that snapped those telephone poles, and they are already working on getting those back up so that we can have that power restored. Another place that's without power right now and still had some pretty strong wind gusts today up in Boulder. That's where my teammate Jaden Knowles is standing by. How you looking out there, brother?
A lot better than that last hit that I just did. You can see, you just mentioned that lull that you're seeing down there just west of Arvada, and that's exactly what we're kind of seeing here. We're located right on Pearl Street here in Boulder, and you can see I'm able to speak to you, and I'm able to stand up straight as well. But we did see a little bit of damage. I mean, right here you can see there's a tree limb down. I mean, it's not just a little tree limb. This thing is kind of heavy a little bit. You know, I've been in the weight room, so it's a little bit easier for me to pick up. But overall, I also wanted to just show you down this street, up and down Pearl Street. We all know that Pearl Street is usually always lit up. This is complete darkness. I mean, there's no stop signs or stop lights that's currently working. I mean, even heading up to our last location where we were at, we were just towards the west of Boulder earlier near Sunshine Canyon, and there was no stoplights working at all. So this is completely, pitch black, pitch dark out here. But also earlier today, we did get to speak to some kids. We were asking them about the windy conditions and they're experiencing it, and here's what they had to say.
It's super windy. Super windy.
You guys okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you're twins?
Yeah.
Just tell me what it's like out here today.
It's really windy. Yeah, it's really windy. I am still awake.
Is it hard to stand up?
Yep.
That's awesome right there. I mean, that's really how I felt just about 30 minutes ago when I was up towards Sunshine Canyon. But overall, I do want to leave you here with this. We do have a potential weather impact for Friday. Now, today was a very serious day. We're finally starting to see kind of the tail end of that, but we're still expecting some gusts later on this evening. But we are still seeing those windy conditions as we head into Friday. So overall, live here in Boulder, Jaden Knowles, 9 News, and Kim and Phil, how are things there inside the studio? Your hair is still nice and neat and everything like that?
Less windy for sure.
Okay.
It is bizarre to see Pearl Street dark like that, especially around this time of the year when the lights are so beautiful.
But we're glad to see you standing vertically, and everything's all good right now because you were in the thick of it for a while.
Jaden, thank you.
Thanks, Jaden.
Yes. All right, tens of thousands of people have had their power cut today. We told you this was going to happen yesterday as part of Xcel's public safety shutoffs. At last check, the utility company's outage map said more than 116,000 customers are without power. That's planned and unplanned outages. Xcel says until the wind dies down, won't be able to start the process of restoring power, and that process itself involves inspecting more than 650 miles of power lines.
Our crews will be out foot patrolling, visually inspecting the lines. We will also be using drones and helicopters. We won't be able to fly helicopters until daylight and until the wind subsides. As you might imagine, it's not safe to do that in high winds. But we will be working as quickly and as diligently as possible.
And Xcel says it could take hours, even days, to restore all the power. The company says it will likely hold more shutoffs tomorrow for people living in the mountains and across the Front Range, starting as early as 5 a.m.